Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this video we are going to check out the HDTV cable for the Sega Saturn from Hyperkin. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions. Now before we get started, I just want to take a second to say thanks for stopping by and checking out what we have going on here on the channel. If you want to see more from us, first of all, we do have a whole dedicated Hyperkin playlist. I invite you to check out some of the other videos that we have here on the channel. And if you really like what you see here, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification. That way each and every time we do upload new content, you're kept the most up to date. So Hyperkin has had a series of cables that they've released over the course of 2019 and back into 2018 somewhat that allows you to hook up your retro consoles to modern HDMI equipped TVs. One of their newest that they have is the one in my hand here. This is the HDTV cable designed for the Sega Saturn. Now, before we dive into this, I just want to preface this by saying, if you know what a FrameMeister is, or an OSSC, or a RetroTink, or FPGA, this is not likely the product for you. This is designed to get users to be able to connect their older consoles to modern TVs quickly and easily. This essentially eliminates those AV to HDMI adapter boxes and concentrates it all in one cable. For the person who's just dipping their toes back into the retro scene, this could be a great way to connect it. Again, if you know what a RetroTink or an OSSC or FrameMeister is, probably not the product for you. But let's take this, throw it on the bench, let's see how it comes out of the box, and we have to do some rather groovy testing. Let's get started. So looking at the box for the Hyperkin HDTV cable, you have your, your trademark Hyperkin dog ear aesthetic that they put on just about every box that they have. It's a 7-foot cable for modern TVs. As you can see here, it has both a 4x3 and 16:9 aspect ratio switch, and again, 7 foot long, HDTV compatible, quality guarantee. Looking on the back here, the Hyperkin HDTV cable for Saturn lets you conveniently display your favorite titles on your HDTV in 16:9 or 4x3 aspect ratio. It supports 720p resolution and provides crisp stereo audio. Included is a 6-foot micro cable, that's for your power. A 5-volt 1-amp power source not included is required to operate this cable. So let's open this up. Now this was included in with the box of goodies that we got from Hyperkin recently, and as such, it got actually a little bit smushed. This was about the only thing that was a little bit worse for wear that came in that box. But we're gonna actually open up the bottom here, and there it is. Okay, so you have two cables. This is your power cable, micro USB to a standard USB. And then this guy here is your, basically the brains of the operation. This is essentially one of those AV to HDMI cable converters. Just everything is all in one. So you get a little bit less signal loss going through something like this that you would during that. You do have your 4x3 or 16:9 switch right there, depending on the game you're playing. It is vented on the underside to help reduce any heat that comes in there. And then on this end here, that'll plug right into the back of your Saturn. And then that's just your basic HDMI output. Let's connect it and let's test it out. So I have to say, just looking through the menus and whatnot, this actually looks really good. Now, I do have my action replay in here just so that I can do the RAM boost if I want to. Start game with no cheats enabled, loading. We're going to dive into, of course, one of my favorite games and series of all time, Earthworm Jim 2. That Sega logo looks really sharp as well. I'm actually really impressed with how this looks. I know you guys have heard me say it before, garbage in, garbage out, but this is one of those where the original video quality was pretty dang good, and as such, the quality I'm getting out of this cable is pretty stinking good too. I was not expecting it to look quite this good. Yeah, no, this is actually a lot better looking than I thought it was going to be. Now, the one thing I wish that they would have done in this version of the game is taken advantage of the fact that on the Saturn it had the 6-button controller to begin with and get the, to get going, just with some of the other things that Jim can do in the game. Wow, I don't know that I've ever gotten past. Oh, dang it! And now I was going to be cocky and say I don't know that I ever got past the grannies Ah, and she got me. Yeah, the sound on this game is just amazing, and I'm digging the visuals too. The visuals are a lot better than, you know, a lot of times with these kinds of cables, you're basically just duplicating what an AV to HDMI adapter will do. But this actually looks pretty good right out of the box. And there was our first use of the snot swing. But no, Earthworm Jim 2 on the Saturn here, looking pretty good. Looking pretty, you might want to say. Let's move on to our next title. All right, up next is Rayman, and this is a game, you know, it predates the Rabbids. I had not really played the first Rayman game until the PlayStation Classic came out. It was actually probably the best title on that system, to be quite honest with you. This is the Saturn port, obviously, and we're going to see how it looks and sounds. The colors right now, just on the Ubisoft splash screen, I think look a little bit on the soft side. Not quite as rich and vibrant as I would expect. This actually looks pretty decent. Although I don't know what just happened there with the that stripe going on in the background. That's weird as could be. The first time I ever played this, what it really reminded me of was Eek the Cat. I think just because of a lot of the different platforming levels and whatnot. And just the character sprite as well, just reminded me of Eek. Now let's see if that was just a, yeah. Must have been just an issue with the way that it loaded the screen there. The colors look really good though. I don't have a whole lot of complaints with how this game looks at all. I'm not noticing any lag or latency or anything like that popping up out of this. I know there's a later part when you get to the in here where you can actually throw items at enemies. I don't think I'm there yet. Like I say, I haven't played this but a couple of times just on my PlayStation Classic. Plooch! Into the drink we go. But yeah, I do think the colors are a little bit on the soft side. Not gonna overlook that. But overall, I mean, again, not feeling any kind of lag or delay or latency, and that's important anytime that you have a platformer that, you know, basically everything is as responsive as it needs to be for you to get, you know, to the different parts of the game. Like here's a, you know, pretty, you know, not a super challenging part to get through, but where if your button presses are not getting hit correctly as you're going from vine to vine to vine, that you can die. Not bad. Try one more, and again, this is one of my big tests anytime we're looking for lag and latency. Fighter games, we're going to try out Super Street Fighter Alpha 2. Maybe it's just Street Fighter Alpha 2. Street Fighter. Let's go with that. We're going to try out Street Fighter. So one of the cool things about Super Street Fighter 2 is it's one of those games that, you know, if there's lag and delays and latency that anything is introducing into your system, whether it's your TV, a cable, an adapter, anything like that, this is going to make it pretty apparent pretty quick. As always, I'm going to use Ryu, just he's my dude. Now, I did think that the character sprites looked a little blurry in that menu selection screen. That may just be me though. Let me know in the comments if you are more familiar with this game than I am. Like that even looks a little bit on the blurry side, so let me know what you think. Overall, the controls feel pretty good. I'm not feeling a ton of delay. There's a little bit though. Still have not been able to pull off a dragon uppercut. Got through that reasonably unscathed. You know, not too much of my health is down. Got him with the dragon uppercut to finish him off. Overall, the backgrounds I thought looked good. The character sprites still, I think, look a little bit blurry, like I mentioned. Not terrible, but it could be this generation of games, too. I know that I have an HD Retrovision set of cables for the Saturn. I, like, never play my Saturn, though. That's the problem. But that also may be where a setup like this will make it where I'll play my Saturn more often. Let's do one more match here against Birdie. Ooh, he got me there. Ooh, he got me again. Oh, he whipped my rear end all around there. Got him. That was close. Again, still having a little bit of a problem pulling off the dragon uppercut. Not much, but some. Oh, he's gonna whip my ass all over this mat. Oof. He got me there. See, even with my Hadokens, I'm having some problems pulling it off. I think I'm trying to go too fast on the controller. Throw you down a little bit, come on! Got through by the skin of my teeth, but look at this girl in the urinal there, just kind of shivering and freaking out and whatnot. Let's wrap it up. So there you have our look at the HDTV cable for the Sega Saturn. What do we think of it? Well, let me put some perspective out there, because there's someone that I respect in the community that I know has said these are crap. Bob from Retro RGB. The dude is brilliant. He absolutely knows his stuff, and I trust his opinion. He does so much research behind the scenes. For the absolute purist who is looking at the best overall way to play your Saturn, this isn't it. I kind of said that at the beginning. If you know what an FPGA is, if you know what an OSSC is, if you know what a FrameMeister is, if you know what a RetroTink is, you've progressed beyond this. This is designed simply for people who want to take their Saturn and connect it as easily as possible to their HD TV. Now, that being said, I didn't notice a whole lot of difference in the color palettes versus normal going through my RetroTink or my OSSC via HD Retrovision cables. In fact, I will tell you, when I play my Saturn moving forward, this is probably how I'm going to play it, and this is why. I have HD Retrovision cables, I have a RetroTink, I have an OSSC. I don't play my Saturn that much, and when I connect my Saturn, I only have so many sets of either SCART cables or HD Retrovision cables. So basically, I have an adapter from HD Retrovision to plug into my Saturn, and I have to swap that in and out from either my Genesis or my Master System when I want to do that. As little as I play this system, for me, this is a home run. We also talked, between myself and Ryan from Castlemania Games, we talked to a lot of people at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo who bought this and bought some of the PlayStation cables. And to a person, those who came back the next day, and there were more than a few, they were thankful. They just could not say enough good things about how this made their systems look. Now, the Saturn does benefit from having a better quality video out to begin with. So that is a huge benefit that this can take advantage of. I did notice a little bit of lag and latency when I was playing Earthworm Jim. Platformers, I think, is where you're going to notice it the most. Not huge, but it was there. The color representation I thought was decent. Sound was very, very good. And for the cost to simply connect your Saturn to your HD TV, it does a very good job at that for the money. Now, the question that I have is those who would have the Saturn, I look at that as a more hardcore audience. I do think it's something that if you have a Saturn, you are likelier to have an upscaler, a line doubler, a FrameMeister, an OSSC. So if you're just dipping your toes back in, trying to see, hey, you know, is the Saturn everything that I remember? Do I want to get back into playing and collecting for it? You know, and you don't have your AV cables, this is a good way to start. Again, it's a start, it's not where you finish. If you are looking for the best overall way to connect this to your TV, obviously like an HD Retrovision cable, an upscale, or something along those lines. But again, for under $30, I actually think this does a better job than just about any one of these cables that I've tested out. But these are just my opinions. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you have any other comments or questions, as always, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. You can also email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter at rocksolidstudios, Facebook at facebook.com/rocksolidproductions, and on Instagram at instagram.com/rocksolidproductionsgk. Now, if you do want to go ahead and pick up one of these cables or some of the other ones that Hyperkin does offer, do me a favor, visit my friend Ryan over at CastlemaniaGames.com and check out some of the other cables that he has, or this cable also from Hyperkin. The cool thing too is when you use promo code ROCKSOLID10, You can save 10% off almost everything on the website. Pretty sure these you can use that promo code on. Try it in the cart. If it doesn't work, it'll just tell you invalid code. Now, if you do want to help support the future of Rocksolid Productions, there's a couple ways you can go ahead and do that. First and foremost, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you get early access to all of our video content, exclusive one-on-ones with me, exclusive content overall, and a whole lot more. You can also go ahead, head on over to our Teespring store on screen right now. You can pick up some Rocksolid Productions swag, some t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, featuring the Rocksolid Productions logo on NES, Super NES, and N64 cartridges. And finally, like I mentioned at the top of this video, if you like what you see here, if you want to see more, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and that bell notification, and that way you will be kept the most up to date with everything going on. Now, I do want to thank Hyperkin for sending this in for review. They are not reviewing this content before it goes live. It's just nice to be able to work with them and know that when they have something new, you can see it here on Rocksolid Productions. My name is Gary. This has been Rocksolid Productions and our look at the HDTV cable for the Sega Saturn from Hyperkin. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.